Let's talk about star squats. Now this exercise is a good one to get you to strengthen things like quads, glutes, a little bit of core, but we're also looking at being able to stabilize all of that while working our arms and strengthening around our shoulders and our shoulder blades. I'm going to be using a long resistance band. You can use a traditional resistance band that's long enough. This one is called a CLX and is a series of loops. Either way is totally fine. Use what you have. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to stand on the center portion of this. I want to make sure that I'm starting with my feet about shoulder width apart or hip width apart. I'm going to keep my feet in a relative parallel position. I don't want to be too turned out and definitely not turned in, but relatively parallel. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to come down into a squat type position. And while I'm coming down into that squat, I'm going to be lifting both of my arms up overhead. I want to make sure that you can see what this overall position looks like. So I'm starting in this wide stance with my feet, coming down into a squat with my hips back. I'm not letting my knees come forward. So hips back. And as I do that, I'm bringing both arms up overhead and then coming back down. Arms up overhead and coming back down. So now let's add in the resistance band for this. Again, shoulder width apart. I'm gonna have my loops. I like the loops myself. I'm gonna have the loops here, and then we just go up and come back down. I'm making sure to engage my core as I do this. And then doing a nice controlled raise with my arms and controlled lower back down. The other component that I'm thinking of as I do this is as I go into that squat and raising my arms up overhead, I don't want to stick my chin out as I do all of that. I want to feel almost like I have a little orange stuck between my chin and my chest. So even as I pitch my torso forward for this exercise, my head is staying in line with the rest of my torso.